Hey everyone, it's Julie. Today we'll be making soft and delicious homemade dinner rolls. These are perfect for the holidays. I love these. You and your family will love these too. So let's get started. So you can make these by hand, but I'm going to prepare them in my stand mixer. I poured in some lukewarm water. You need for it to be warm in order to activate the yeast. I used dry active yeast and I let it sit for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, I poured in some hot milk, some melted butter, sugar, salt, an egg, and give everything a quick mix. And we're then going to add in our bread flour. You want to mix it for about 3 minutes or so. Once you see the dough forming into one big ball and the sides of the bowl seem a bit clean, that's when you can stop mixing. You don't want the ball of dough to be dry, you want it to be slightly tacky. That looked about right. Now you want to flour your work surface. Here is my dough. I sprinkled a little bit of flour on top and you want to knead it for a couple seconds. So while we knead the dough, let's talk for a little bit. I love talking to you guys. Let's see what we can serve these with or what we can do with these. I think these rolls would be awesome to make sliders, grilled cheese and ham. Summer's over, but cheeseburgers too, apple and brie. Or just eat them with dinner because they are called dinner rolls after all. All right, so we have to let this rise. I let it rise for about an hour, no less. I think I did a little over an hour because I completely forgot about it. But yeah, let it rise for 1 hour, cover. I placed it in a greased bowl, flipped it over, there we go. So both sides get a little grease on them. And again, you want to cover this and let it sit in a warm place for about an hour to an hour and a half, or until it doubles in size. So this is what my dough looked like. It looks like it tripled in size, but I love seeing those little bubbles because it just ensures me that the dough is so nice and fluffy and not dry. I sprinkled a little flour on top and my dough was so beautiful. I mean, dough isn't beautiful, but you know what I mean. Like, it was so nice to touch and to knead, and I really enjoyed touching it. Right, so knead the dough for a couple seconds, and then you want to slice the dough in half like I'm doing. You can either make 12 jumbo dinner rolls, which is what I did. So each part gave me 6 rolls, or you can do 16 mini sliders. In that case, you'd want to cut 8 pieces from each part. Once you have your 12 or 16 rolls, you want to form them into little balls. Make sure you have a greased baking pan. I greased my pan with some softened butter. And I'm going to show you how I like to form my dinner rolls, which I really can't explain that well. You just watch what I'm doing. Just tuck the ends, make it look like a hot air balloon, if that makes any sense. And I then like to roll them on the table for a couple seconds. Once you're done forming all of the dinner rolls, you are going to cover this and let it rise for about 35 to 40 minutes or until they double in size like this. I think they look perfect. Then you want to brush on some egg wash. It's just 1 egg with a couple splashes of water. You want to brush them all, and we are going to bake this in a preheated oven at 375 degrees for about 20 minutes. Once they come out of the oven, you're going to tell yourself, wow, they look so good. And then you're going to melt some butter and brush them with the melted butter. And then that's it. You're ready to eat them. Let it sit for a little bit. This was so hot. I burned myself, but I didn't care. I wanted to show you how good they looked. I have to say, these dinner rolls were incredible. They were so soft, delicious. And have you ever made dinner rolls and found the bottoms to be really hard and burnt? These were just so fluffy and soft all around. They were incredible. I really hope you guys give this recipe a try. You will not be disappointed. You will love these. I know you will. Trust me, you will. All right, so give these a try. Let me know how you like them. And I want to thank you all so much for watching.